Oh, the lighting's coming in just perfectly. Absolutely just perfectly on this day 5B of the 99 days of Christmas. 5B. It's 5B because it's the regular 5 days and then a couple additional thoughts on what can we do for Chapter 69 of Snowball, the Warren Buffett book that you have not yet read, and Alice and Warren Buffett have not yet written, that we can now front run in the same way that Larry Chang front ran Michael Saylor, with the same way that Larry Chang front ran the Mobile Wave book sequel, which is the Bitcoin Wave. Chapter 69, getting your snowball rolling down a hill. Chapter 65 is the springboard. I better write down what chapter 70 is because it's solid gold. Are you guys writing stuff down? Ever? Are you guys writing stuff down? It's brain repair, where we get to make our brains slightly better. We get to make our brains slightly better. This is the best Insta stream ever, which is pooing during a stream, and also first time ever pooing, first time ever writing stuff down. Chapter 70, 6.15 Bitcoin in our path to go from 0 Bitcoin, because every day is day 0 on this 5B 99 days of Christmas, day number 5B, which is chapter 70, which is how do we go from 0 Bitcoin to 6.15 Bitcoin. Dropping a deuce during the stream, the Instagram stream, which is where all 99 days of Christmas start is at. Do you like that? Hedging on whether or not all 99 days are going to go on Instagram. Do you like that? Oh, this is such gold. This is gold. This is gold right here. This is gold. Why is this gold? Because there's a conference in Omaha that is expensive and valuable to go to, Berkshire Hathaway's annual meeting. At that meeting, people want future information. They want future information. And when you have the future information, you become valuable. This is the 5 chapters of Snowball. So you buy the book, you write down notes from the book, page 117, page 123, page 172, but most importantly 117 and 123, and then you write down 5 more chapters, and then we Study Buddy Book Club the interaction for 5 chapters, and then we host a book club in the Marriott for breakfast. May 1, May 2, May 3, but definitely at breakfast. Cool, right? Now you have done what chapter 65 is, which is Springboard, the Columbia engineering class that you can also pre-study, pre-read, which is a class taught by Professor Stephen Blank, which is Trade Show Like You Mean It. Trade Show Like You Mean It. Trade Show Like You Mean It. when you say trade show like you mean it, I'm thinking two things: sell a lot, aka distribute a lot, and for the community, because nobody wants to hear a person just sell, host a book club. The way an old book club works, is 15 people to 20 people gather. Half the people didn't read the book, and everybody gets to talk in equal amount. And everyone's super polite. Oh, you didn't read the book? You can talk just as much as a person who did read the entire book 4 times. Like, we can just all be equal in recognition and floor time, aka stage time, aka sharing. And so if you did read the book and you have to listen to a person who didn't literally do their homework espouse about the theory of not having read the book, that's what's going on right now with the economy and inflation and DEI and money. Because if you knew what you were talking about, you would have at least written 2 pages of Satoshi Nakamoto's 9-page PDF. Because that's what we're doing with Satoshi Nakamoto's 9-page PDF and Warren Buffett's Snowball book. Because hold on to your butts, Bitcoin's gonna fork. And then when it does fork, people are gonna lose their mind. Because why would a central bank just buy Bitcoin? Why wouldn't you fork it? I enjoy joining you in your shower time, but joining you during cleansing, what they don't teach you at Y Combinator. So, this is the flagship concept of this day 5. Flagship. And I'm not overstating the value of this. So let's say you go to the safety school of a college in the Bay Area, okay? You're at your safety school. Now you're going to try entrepreneurship. Here is the encapsulation of the value for the 99 Days of Christmas, Day 5B. We need to be able to unlearn, unprogram great knowledge that temporarily does not serve us. That's one of the hardest things to do, which is the cleansing, the showering, the difficulty in being a portion of your intelligence, where it turns out Y Combinator, they literally started on 2 Instapots. Oh my God, this video is flowing great. Because this is what they do teach you. This is what they do teach you at Y Combinator, which is one of these Instapots solves a ton of your problems, okay? It solves a ton of your problems. So this Instapot's like, I don't know, $100, $70. 5 ingredient meals. That's what they do teach you at Y Combinator. Short ribs, carrots, onions, can of mushroom soup. That's it. 4 ingredients. And the reason that that's important is all that matters for your cleanse is to start. Earlier, you missed it. I dropped a deuce during the live stream. Digestive energy And digestive health is a treasure. That's chapter 2, treasure management. And so the cleansing of our brain and our gut helps, because now we can set aside a portion of our IQ that is above 88. Because what happens when we try to use all of our intelligence, we don't focus on one simple thing. Going back to the Instapot, Paul Graham and Jessica Livingston, I almost said Jessica Ma, who I walked into YC. Jessica Livingston would host dinners with 2 Instapots, 9 people. And it was magical, and they constantly talk about how magical those Tuesday night dinners were. What do we do when we try to host a dinner? We make it way more complicated than it should be. And then some people are making it too easy, which is DoorDashing, YC portfolio company, good job Stanley Tang and team, making it too easy by doing one-click meal ordering. Because the problem with that is your food arrives 50 minutes later and it's cold and it's ass. And it's expensive, allegedly. I don't think it's that expensive. I just taste it being shitty. And so with your food in a can at room temperature, pretty much air sealed, that food has a large margin for error, because you can always have food at the ready. I've cooked food and left it in there 14 hours. I've left it overnight. Completely fine. That's because I also have an iron stomach, but your results won't vary, because this kind of is financial advice, where for just 3 meals per week, we Instapot, where we remove 2, 3, or 5 DoorDash, Uber Eats interactions, and we replace that with Instapot. And if you really want to do a health purge, Tom Brady up a blueberry, avocado, almond butter, banana smoothie. You'll easily gut biome. And chapter 4 of Joe Dispenza's book, which we have not talked about yet, which is Becoming Supernatural. How do we manage our 4 brains? Yeah, a regular brain. Our second brain is our gut. And our gut and our brain have chemical that swirl. Our third brain is our notebook that we keep in our pocket. The fourth brain is a brain that kind of only men have, up until Larry Chang, Vagina Whisperer, helped women discover their apotaco. Because the second head that men think with is the second head, the one-eyed clown, the purple-headed stormtrooper of love. I'm the guy who helped women with discovering apotaco, lady boner, because the fourth brain is realizing that our vaginas push out chemical that sometimes does not serve our entrepreneurship journey as female entrepreneurs. Is this Larry Chang speaking at a women's conference in the heart of feminism in Northern California, Berkeley? Yeah. Now you understand where Vagina Whisperer came from. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But we shouldn't support YC at the detriment of our own digestive tract. Stripe is also huge too. We want to deal in DoorDash drug, we don't want to consume the DoorDash drug. We want to deal in Uber Eats as an external API that will actually help Travis Kalanick round trip back into being CEO of Uber while I decentralize. Live action business case study 3366 Travis Kalanick 310 6XX XXXX. That's the cell phone number. Live action business case study 3366. On the second day of Christmas, we talked about live action business case study 1459. Back to day 5, inflation. What is going on with the GameStop squeeze? Why does it connect to MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor? How are we going to be door dashing these things on December 30th in Miami? I'm going to weave 8 of these APIs together into the day 5B of the 99 days of Christmas. There's an automatic investment of index funds. There is a need for bonds. 0% coupon bonds. What? Why would I buy a 0% coupon bond? You can participate in the upside in case MicroStrategy goes 50% higher. Guess what? It went 16% higher last week. I'm pretty sure you're going to get a 50% bonus. So you're buying a bond while you're buying a stock, while you're getting Bitcoin. What? Who engineered that? A physicist. Technically an aerospace engineer, but as a physicist, I will allow you honorary physicist accolade if you're a really good aerospace engineer who financially engineered money into physics. Did I just explain to you how Bitcoin worked? Yeah, because that's what Michael Saylor did as the chairman, and he's been coming up with financial engineering, not best practices, but practices where we get to do treasury operations for free Bitcoin. That's what happens during treasury operations, is that Bitcoin actually gets mined via financial engineering, via 2 other Asian dudes that are Hong and Richard that are at MicroStrategy, who work for Michael Saylor, and me, I just take notes and applaud during board of director meetings. I just applaud during shareholder meetings. Do I ask questions that are intelligent? I don't have to. I just expand on priors. Index funds via the QQQ inclusion in the NASDAQ 100 is what's at the heart of all this synthetic leveraged hullabaloo that's going on inside of markets. And so we get to benefit from the unwinding, which is live action business case study 1459. Did GameStop have a similar discovery? Yeah, because what people don't realize are 3 things inside of a GSB class 353, GSB Graduate School of Business 353, 353. Collateral default, rope to choke. Those 3 things on the 0% coupon bond. Can you default? You cannot default, because the downside is, I was seeing if my microphone was connected. I wasn't seeing if I burped on my microphone. Come on, that's gross. It's a water burp. It's just air. And so with the default, there is no default. It's just a 0%. It's just upside only. And then the downside is you'll just get stock issued. And so there's literally no downside, only upside. And the downside for a liquidity crunch or a default situation is just you get a couple extra shares of stock. That's it. There's no forcing bankruptcy. There's no, this is stuff that they don't teach you inside of the retard Adam Aron live action business case study 1453. What's the core business case study? Patrick Byrne's overstock with the short squeeze of hedge funds borrowing shares to sell to suppress the price so much that the company goes bankrupt. That's financial engineering done by Wall Street. Now you get a taste of financial engineering done by MIT and kind of Stanford, but not quite yet, because Stanford Corp Gov, Arthur C. Rock Center for Board of Directors Governance, has not quite yet adopted the genius shit that I saw from Michael Saylor on February 5th, 2021. They didn't see it. I'm telling it to you and giving it to you for free. Do I have a financial agenda? How do I benefit from you doing not a distribution dinner, but a distribution of knowledge of live action business case study 1459? I don't benefit, Stanford. You benefit. I don't make money doing, well, actually I do make money on board of director governments, but that's like, I don't directly make it. I make it because you're coming in and making a decision after me. I mean, yeah, I always financially benefit because that's just how the world's wired, or how I wired the world. But directly, like, intrinsically, I make money. Okay, making it too complicated, this is the simple version. I read and heard a thing that you said. You said, this is the agenda for April 24 to 26. Broad strokes. Use broad strokes, cybersecurity, shareholder activism, succession planning. You said these things, and I mapped out 35 pages. Do you know what this is like? This is like Bill Belichick showing up at the University of North Carolina with a 400-page Go doc, Go protocol for a Go route direct to perhaps a national championship, but definitely an infinite money glitch if we're talking about live action business case study 1459. Overstock, Patrick Byrne. Hedge funds were forcing a bankruptcy because when you short a company into bankruptcy, it turns out there is no tax liability for you having sold shares that you never bought. What? The tax code is just delicious. It's chef's kiss 1913 income tax delicious. Which, by the way, how Hitler funded the war, which was short selling and short contracts and naked shares. Like, all this stuff is all happened before, and it's kind of hilarious. Patrick Byrne, he sniffed out the fact that companies were shorted into bankruptcy, which is why guys like Elon Musk, Tom Brady, and Larry Chang, we bait the shorts, because every person who's shorting you is a guaranteed buyer in the future. Who else said this? Michael Saylor with MicroStrategy with, oh, if you don't like MicroStrategy, I invite you to short it. He almost said, if you think MicroStrategy is a Ponzi, let me short it. Guess who else feels short? Tom Brady. But guess what? When we meet Australian Shepherds, we don't stand tall, we just stand fluffy. So Patrick Byrne, live action business case study 1459. Is that Bed Bath & Beyond now? Yeah, I think it is. Who spearheaded that turnaround? Marcus Leonis, who blows your mind, mentored Alex Rodriguez, which is why Alex Rodriguez is actually a money genius, because he's friends with Marcus Leonis. The guy who is CEO of Camping World, he's the chairman for Bed Bath & Beyond. He's the guy who does Restaurant Turnaround, or that CNBC TV show, Make It. He's good. So that's live action business case study 1451, Overstock acquiring Bed Bath & Beyond for basically nothing. And then that's editing a business. That's Irv Grossbeck's class, Stram GT 353, with an edit component at the end. How great is this 5th day of Christmas? It's actually pretty good, right? Drug-free. Are you guys hydrating? Are you guys hydrating? You should hydrate, because I'm about to wrap up genius conclusions for us to win. This winning is, in essence, Omaha. Chapter 66, Snowball. Day 5 of the 99 Days of Christmas, with a hat tip to day 3, which is on Instagram. It's chapter 66. Oh, but Larry, I own the book Snowball and I haven't read it. It only goes to chapter 64. Oh, interesting. Maybe somebody read it and then said, why is all of Omaha fucked except for the reverse donut hole of Warren Buffett? Because there's no plan to get anybody in Omaha from $0 to $1 million unless you're working directly for Warren Buffett. Solution: me during Stanford College World Series 2021, 2022, 2023. Boom, boom, boom. Winning, winning, winning. Top 8 Stanford University baseball program. Chapter 66 is how we're wrapping 19 teased APIs into this next paragraph. I don't even need a paragraph. I just need one hashtag for chapter 66. Grab a pen. Hashtag EUTWMPPMM. Engineering up a tidal wave of momentum, perpetual printing money maker. That's a zero coupon bond. That's LABCS 1459. Is that super similar to chapter 6, EUTWMPPM? Yes. Engineering up a tidal wave of momentum, perpetual promotion machine. Not perpetual printing money machine. That's Michael Saylor, MicroStrategy. I love how MicroStrategy, MacroStrategy, those things just roll off the tongue, because that's not a Freudian slip. That's a Larry Chang slip, where oops, I slipped and I just came up with corn for corporations, because I'm the guy turning around AMC with a corn dividend. Get it? Like a Bitcoin dividend, but corn. And do you see how you think I'm getting distracted with a new topic? I'm actually DJing in day 2 of the 99 Days of Christmas over on Instagram. Because this is on Twitter, this is on X, this is on YouTube. The genius shit is still sitting over on mother scratching Instagram. Why? Because I buried Easter eggs over on Instagram because there is so much vagina being thrown at you on Instagram that once you open the app, it's like getting hit in the face with vagina. And so I want you to remember why you opened the app, which is day 2, which is AMC's dividend, which does not exist, which should corn for corporations. Where did I get that from? I got it from Bitcoin for Corporations, Michael Saylor, February 5th, 2021, Treasury Operations. What's going on now at MicroStrategy is naked short selling, suppressing the price. That's how the price of Bitcoin's at 106K, but the price for MicroStrategy is actually flat. LABCS 1459. We can benefit because we now realize that physics is running the money supply. Those are the rules for money. And if that is too esoteric and too philosophical, let's go into math class, which is arithmetic before math class, which is corn for corporations. Problem. AMC's in a situation where there's no dividend. Why don't you issue popcorn as a dividend per share? Because what Michael Saylor is going to realize in the future, because you're in a GameStop type situation where the people are going to be shorting you, not with real shares, they're going to be shorting you with synthetic shares. I don't understand that question. What's MUPOP? I just restate the question, and then which company for earnings. And so Michael Saylor does not understand that there are synthetic shares being used that are failure to locate, failure to deliver, not collateralized shares, just not even rented, just magically pooped into the infinite liquidity pool. This is financial advice. In the year 2120, because 1920, 1820, 1720, 1620, 2020s, financial fraud everywhere. Guess who's going to be doing it in 2120? This guy. The reason this guy's going to be doing it is I'm going to be shorting 669 billion Bitcoin because the people at the Short Seller Enrichment Commission, they can't add. So if you can't add, I'm not necessarily going to lie to you, but I will be telling in the future, not now, lies of omission. Are these jokes? Yeah. Are you laughing? No, because you're confused. But if you rewatch this video, you'll be laughing your ass off. You'll be laughing your ass off because we get to front run an earnings call. We get to front run future decisions. Are we immediately going to be financially rewarded? No. But the probability of winning ends up slightly increased because of the 5th day of Christmas.